Metapod, use Harden! Kikuna, use Harden as well! Metapod, counter it with Harden! Kikuna, quick, use Harden! Wait, are you serious? We're gonna be here forever. You know what? F this, I have arms now.
Gotcha, bitch!
Falcon! Punch!
What is going on, guys? This is Dobbs here, bringing you another Pokemon video. And in this video, I'm going to show you 15 Pokemon designs that were never released, ranking from my least favorite to my favorite. And you're probably asking yourself right now, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm talking about the beta Pokemon. The Pokemon designs before the official design, with some of them being over 15 years old. Yeah, that's right, some of these were meant for Pokemon Red and Blue. And along with that, some of these are legendary Pokemon. And let me tell you, these legendary Pokemon look completely different. These beta Pokemon are still recognizable, but just these small changes everything. And in my opinion, some of these beta Pokemon look better than the official design. So one more thing before we start, I just wanted to say, the first couple of designs may look really bad, but the top 5 beta Pokemon are definitely worth the wait, in my opinion. So without further ado, let's get started. For number 15, I chose Meryl. The infamous Pika wasn't originally blue, it was pink and hideous. I think it's pretty clear why I chose Beta Meryl for number 15. But after seeing this image, it makes me want one thing, and that is make Meryl's shiny version pink. I think that'd be pretty cool. For number 14, I chose Lapras. And god, Lapras looks so weird without its ears. On the Bulbapedia, it says, it bears a striking resemblance to the back sprite in Pokemon Red and Blue. I don't really see it, but if you guys do, let me know in the comments. This Lapras design definitely looks more like a dinosaur, but less cute. And that's what I love about Lapras. It's a very cute Pokemon. For number 13, I chose Chikorita. Now, if you didn't know, Chikorita is the only original starter Pokemon from Pokemon Gold and Silver. That's right, Cyndaquil and Totodile weren't originally the starter Pokemon. And if you want to find out who the original starters were, check out my top 15 unreleased Pokemon video. Now, this was the very first design for Chikorita. And honestly, it looks like it can't even move. I always thought the official Chikorita design looked so cute, and I'm glad they ended up with that one. For number 12, I chose Dragonair. Now this Dragonair looks more like an evolution between Dragonair and Dragonite, and I think this design debunks the theory about Dragonair originally evolving into Gyarados, because you can clearly see the two little antennas coming out of his head, and just the scales on his back makes me wonder what the original design for Dragonite was. In all honesty, Dragonite was probably more dragony before he got all fluffy. Sorry Dragonite, I just keep on bashing on you, but I still love you though. And so if I had to choose between this design and Dragonair's official design, I would definitely choose Dragonair's official design. I just love the silky smooth snake aspect to Dragonair, and I'm a big fan of its ears. For number 11, I chose Groudon. Now this design makes him look like he's in his awkward teenage years. The expression on his face, he's like, don't look at me. It's not intimidating at all. And worst of all, the Weather Trio's signature body patterns are not present. I couldn't even imagine what the primal version of this would look like if they kept this design. But I'm glad they came up with the official design for Groudon, because that one by far is superior. For number 10, I chose Kikuna. Now this is the only Pokemon on this list that actually had a different design in a Pokemon game. And the reason I chose Kikuna and not other Pokemon who had changes, sort of like Jinx turning into a purple Pokemon, or Pikachu getting skinnier, is because I think Kikuna had the biggest change. I just think Kikuna looks scarier with his arms out like that. He looks much more intimidating, and I like it more like this because he looks less like a clone to Metapod. The arms make him look more unique, and it sort of foreshadows Beedrill's design, but later Game Freak decided to make him hug his arms in. And with this picture you can see the outline of his arms in his new design, which makes the design make more sense. For number 9, I chose Treecko. Now the beta Treecko looks more like a gecko, and it seems that the beta design sorta inspired Grovyle, because if you look at his arms, you can see the leaves coming out like blades. And to be completely honest, I think this design looks better than the official Treecko. This Treecko just looks more strong. It's more solid. It's not skinny like the official Treecko is. So if I had to choose between the beta Treecko and the official Treecko, I would probably choose the beta Treecko, just because it looks more stronger. For number 8, I chose Giraffe Rig. Now this beta design makes sense, and this is why. Giraffe Rig is actually a palindrome, which means a word said backwards says the same thing. So having 2 giraffe heads on each side makes a lot of sense. So in my opinion, this beta design makes more sense than the official design. I always thought the tail on Giraffe Rig was sort of like an Easter egg for Chain Chomp from Super Mario Bros. So I never really understood Giraffe Rig's design, but I would love to see Giraffe Rig get a Mega Evolution and have this beta design revived, or make it an evolution. Either way, I think it would be awesome. For number 7, I chose Buku. Now the name Buku derives from the word fugu, which is a Japanese word for blowfish. So it's likely that Buku was actually the beta design for Quillfish. But I think that's unfortunate, because I really like Buku's design. And what I think what they should have done was to make Buku the first evolution for Quillfish. And for the typing, I think it should have been a pure water type, and then adopt the poison type when it evolves into Quillfish. For number 6, I chose Godzilla. Now nothing is known about this Pokemon, other than the fact that it was most likely based off Godzilla, because it's shown in a picture with another Pokemon who wasn't released, known as Gorillamo, who was most likely based off of King Kong. But Godzilla shows a striking resemblance to Larvitar, and which we all know evolved into Tyranitar, who was actually based off of Godzilla. Which makes me lead to believe that Godzilla was actually the first design for Larvitar, which is one of my favorite Pokemon, but we'll leave that for a different video. For number 5, I chose Torchic. Now the reason Torchic is so far up on my list is because it had two different designs. And to me, these designs look like a male Torchic and a female Torchic. So that makes me believe that Torchic was planned to have two different forms in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. But then I thought some more. The Blaziken we know today seems a bit masculine. So what if that hybrid Blaziken we saw in the unreleased Pokemon video was actually planned to be the female Blaziken? Now that would have been really cool. And it would be something we haven't seen even to this day. A starter Pokemon who has two different forms depending on the gender. For number 4, I chose Pikachu. So Pikachu has gone through a lot of changes through the years, and this was the very first design for Pikachu. We know this because of this old Pokemon picture, which was drawn out by Ken Sugimori, who is a game designer for Pokemon. Now I just love this version of Pikachu. He's like very bubbly, and a matter of fact, this is my favorite version of Pikachu. I just love that retro look to him. It reminds me a lot of the old Pokemon games, and what I love most about the first two games is that the Pokemon sprites had a lot of character to them. It's hard to explain, but if you know what I'm talking about, then you'll understand. For number 3, I chose Ladybug. Now I think this Ladybug is by far a better design than the current one, and I just love that blue trim it has. It just goes great with the black body and the red wings. This design was first seen in this old picture of the beta version of Pokemon Gold and Silver, where Silver looks like an anime girl. Now I think a cool way to see this version of Ladybug come back to life would be giving Ladian a Mega Evolution and have his shiny version have a blue trim and a black body. I think that would look freaking amazing. And for the typing, maybe make it a bug fighting type? I'm not sure, but either way I think it would look badass. For number 2, I chose Entei. This design for Entei looks amazing. Those blood red shards on his back and the black trim with his brown hair. Man, they better use this color scheme if they ever plan to do a Mega Entei. It just makes Entei look so intimidating. This Entei was first seen in the Pokemon Gold and Silver beta version. It was actually an unused event script where a trainer would initiate a battle with Entei. It was also seen in this very old poster. You can see in this picture he has the red shards. And look at Celebi. Like, what the heck? And so if they ever did a Mega Entei, I think they should use this color scheme and make him into a dark fire type. I think that would be very cool. And my favorite beta Pokemon is Neosuka, otherwise known as Poliwhirl. I don't know what it is about this design. It's just so simple, but yet I love it. I really never thought much about Poliwhirl until I saw this beta design. It just gives him a lot of character, and I love seeing that in Pokemon designs. But that's not all what's cool about this beta design. If you look closely, that actually looks like a King's Rock he's wearing. So most likely, Neosuka actually inspired the evolution process for Politoed, which is sort of an Easter egg, and I just love that. So, those are my top 10 favorite beta Pokemon designs. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like if you did. I appreciate it a ton, and also be sure to subscribe for enjoying the channel. And if you want to follow me on Twitter for fan interactions, video updates, and other cool stuff, follow me at Ethan Dobbs. And for the question of the day, which beta Pokemon design was your favorite? Leave it down below in the comments. I can't wait to see what you guys have in mind. And I'll see y'all next time. See ya.